Hello and welcome to the online info session about the Executive Master of Science in Financial Engineering. You are ambitious to expand your skills and eager to pursue an exciting career. And this webinar is the first step in the right direction. So welcome, my name is Martina Waldner. I am Senior Program Consultant here at HECTOR School, and I am your host today. With me today is Professor Ruckes and our Financial Engineering Alumni Omprakash Wakharkar. So, what's on the agenda today? Well, we will give you an introduction of the KIT, of the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology here in Karlsruhe, and you will also get to know HECTOR School and how to get admitted into the master program to speed up your career. Professor Ruckes will share insights of the Financial Engineering Master with you, and you will hear about the life around here at HECTOR School, the classes, and afterwards. Our alumni, Omprakash Wakharkar, will give you his points of the master, and we are all happy to receive your questions during this webinar. So please type them into the chat box on the left-hand side on your screen. So, but now, let me hand over to Professor Ruckes. Professor Ruckes is co-heading the Institute of Finance, Banking and Insurance at the Department of Economics and Management at KIT. So welcome, Professor Ruckes, and thank you that you are here with us today. So please give us an introduction also about your background and research focus.
Great, thank you, Martina. Thank you for having me, and welcome to all of you also. I'm one of the program directors of financial engineering, and I'm, of course, excited about the program and to tell you about the program overall. Yeah, I'm a professor here at KIT. I've been working at KIT for 13 years now. Before that, I was a professor at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, so in the United States. And being born and raised in Germany, somehow there was a large draw to come back, and so I'm glad to have joined KIT 13 years ago. I'm doing essentially corporate finance and banking. So banking and other financial services overall. You see a few of my focus areas on the slide. What I'm taking a look at, for example, my research is how do top management decisions look like as far as it concerns capital allocation. Your top management is also like a bank who allocates capital to divisions, but I'm also studying financial services, banking crises. There have been exciting times for banks and financial institutions overall. You see a few other things like mergers and acquisitions, issuance of securities, restructuring, insolvency, all the things that are related to the intersection of companies and then financial institutions. I'd like to say a few words about KIT as a university. It's a technical university, so it's on the one hand one of the larger technical universities in Germany. You see that there are about 25,000 students here, and that having in mind that we don't, for example, have a law school here or a medical school. It's really a technology focus that the university has. So each of these technologically oriented departments are relatively big, which gives quite a few advantages because there are so many different subjects that can be studied within the individual areas. And KIT has identified three main areas that it is active in, and that's information technology, and then also energy and mobility. So the future of cars being this from a perspective of the engine, or also the personless driving, for example, in the area of technology of mobility. So there's there are few areas that are very big at KIT, and these are those three listed here. I would like to say also something about the general approach that KIT takes, and it's because this is different from a typical university. And you see that on the right-hand side listed here, that the focus is on research, education, and innovation. Many universities will focus on research and teaching, so research and education. But with KIT, it is always or has always been a important focus to think also about how you can transfer results from research into the real world. So, and this is the a separate pillar of the KIT mission to also do everything that can be done to get results from research into practice. Be this by encouraging and coaching young entrepreneurs, or providing them with workspace platforms, how they can exchange experience, etc., etc. So there are many things, and in that sense, KIT is unique in the realm of technical universities, at least in Germany, but also within Europe, I would say. A large part of the staff who teaches at HECTOR School in the financial engineering program will come from the Institute for Finance. Officially, it's Institute of Finance, Banking, and Insurance, but we'll call ourselves Institute for Finance here. And it's a unit that belongs to the Department of Economics and Management, which is a relatively large department, one of the 11 departments that the university has. And it is, has been actually quite a successful, I would say it's a real success story. This was why I was very happy that that I was able to join the faculty here. It's really, a department that offers, I would say, is among the best programs in the country. The focus is really on offering interdisciplinary studies. So all of the things that the department offers is really, in one way or another, driven by a intersection of different fields, and kind of tries to bring different subjects together and make kind of the sum bigger than the individual sum of the parts. So one of the main programs we offer is called Industrial Engineering and Management, which combines engineering and management education. But we also have a quite successful information systems offering, for example, at the department. You see the focus areas here, and finance is one of them, but also general technology issues and information systems and computer science as well. We at the Institute for Finance are focusing somewhat more, I would say, on financial markets overall. Institutions will of course play a big role too, and so the focus has been on also on the technology aspects of finance, like fintech, financial innovation, using artificial intelligence in finance. So really the future of finance, if you want. And this is also what has then entered the financial engineering program and is one of the focus areas of that. Okay, thank you. Maybe I'll let you continue, Martina, then.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Ruckes. And there are some more things about KIT I would like to mention. So KIT is one of Germany's excellence universities. So they are part of the cluster of excellence. And here, so this was finalized last July. So in a cooperation project with the University of Heidelberg, and there is like the Dean of University and other parts are being cheering up and happy that KIT is one of the 9 best universities here all over Germany. So this leads me on to the other rankings of universities, and I'm very happy and very proud to say that KIT is one of the best universities worldwide. So on the one hand, it's really towards, so every person from HR who will have a look at your CV will recognize this university in the aspect of employability. KIT is ranked #1 in Germany, and this for many years, 7 in Europe and 36 in worldwide. And so I think this is really something that is fostering great careers. But then also, of course, the thing we are big at, we are strong at, is digitalization and engineering. And here we have also high recognition, all over Germany, not just as Excellence University, even going further over Europe and also worldwide. So I would like now to draw to your attention to some famous alumni of the KIT, so who has been studying here. And so we have the background of mobility with Carl Benz or Heinrich Hertz, who was actually found now on the electromagnetic waves. They were discovered here at KIT, just a few meters, a few yards away from HECTOR School and the International Department. Dietrich Zetsche graduated here, and also known to many people is Alexander Gerst, who has been up to the sky and as he had been studying geophysics here at KIT. Carsten Spohr, who is now facing really hard times with Lufthansa and the current Corona situation, canceling all the flights. I think he's really now showing a good management, and I think he gained his skills here also in KIT. So we will prepare you not only for smooth businesses, so also when air gets tight, you will learn things here in your master programs that prepare you for further positions in your life. Yeah, so but now, again, you've heard many times HECTOR School. And what is HECTOR School? We are the Technology Business School of the KIT. And now in the next few slides, I will give you some information about HECTOR School, so you get to know the framework that surround the master program Financial Engineering. HECTOR School is one of the schools of the International Department of the KIT. The International Department of the KIT is a non-profit organization and a small service unit, and therefore we try to be very close to you, to our customers, to the professors, to adjust programs to the need in industry. And we also have other schools under the roof. There is a bachelor program in mechanical engineering. There we have the Karlsruhe School of Optics and Photonics with master and PhD programs in optics and photonics. We are hosting here the office of the excellence strategy of the KIT with the 3D printing, 3D matter made to order, and there is also the cluster office in here. Further, we have the HECTOR Fellow Academy. This is a science academy offering and combining doctoral and postdocs to combine their research over cross-faculty. So my colleagues and myself, we are also located here in the office, and we have our own campus, also offering our own dormitory with 120 rooms and apartments here at the campus of the International Department, and we are only a few minutes away from the campus south of the KIT. So, like I said before, HECTOR School is the Technology Business School of the KIT. We have been founded in 2005. And so now for 15 years, we are offering part-time executive master programs. And there we are combining technology know-how with digitalization and management know-how in our trainings and our part-time master programs. And we are here to support you and your career. So this is our aim, and this is what we are very happy to do here. So and for companies, there we are the strategic partner for the HR departments, and also developing programs for their teams. So this is done in the HECTOR School Academy, where we offer compact, shorter learning formats for specific topics and training teams in companies, or also offering certificate courses on a single booking. And otherwise, the basis of all our trainings are the 6 master programs here at HECTOR School. They are all English taught with a duration of about 4 semesters, and you graduate with a KIT degree with 90 ECTS. So yes, those 6 master programs, what are they about? So next to the financial engineering master, who consists of 5 modules in management and 5 modules of digitalization and engineering. We also have a master in management of product development, in production and operations management, mobility systems engineering and management, here focusing on e-mobility and driver assistance systems. We have a master in energy engineering and management, where the future energy systems are detailedly described, the generation of energy, the distribution, smart grids, and also energy markets. And we have a master on digitalization called Information Systems Engineering and Management. Yes, and the master here in financial engineering, there later on Professor Ruckes will give you some more details about this. So, but I would like to tell you now, so what is, how to get into HECTOR School, what are the admission requirements? So first of all, from the academic point of view, what we expect from you is a university degree, but this can also be from a so-called German Hochschule or Fachhochschule, or from a DHBW, so University of Applied Science, and there we expect you to have a bachelor's degree. We also have had participants who come with a master, with a diploma, or even with a PhD to participate in the master programs here at HECTOR School. Then the next requirement is that it's a professional experience. So depending on your bachelor degree and the ECTS points you obtained in this step number 1, you need a professional work experience of 1 or 2 years. We recommend, though, also 3 years or longer in work experience, because the projects you accomplished in your work are also beneficial for this master program, as there will be a lot of exchange with other participants. And so it's very good to share experience and to ask smart questions. Yeah, so we need your CV, we need a job reference, and what will also follow if we received all your documents will be a personal interview with one of the program consultants at HECTOR School, and then also with professor at KIT. Yeah, this can be, for example, Professor Ruckes, but also Professor Ulrich Homburg is here then interviewing you for about half an hour to see what are your future career plans, what projects have you accomplished, what is your background, what skills do you bring. Yeah, then the last very important part of the admission requirements is the language. So here we need a proof from you that that your English is on the level of about C1, and this can be with the TOEFL, with IELTS, or also with a statement from your employer. Yeah, so, and then another important part here at HECTOR School, and what makes this whole project really round and special, is the master thesis. This is really a big return on investment for your company. So when you talk to your boss about financial support in this master program, you should really point out that with the master thesis, the consulting of the professors in it, that this can be very beneficial for the company and for related projects. And therefore, we also advise you to take a topic out of your work environment. And the time frame in the Master of Financial Engineering is about 6 months. And there will be 2 supervisors, sometimes also from different KIT institutes, here for this master thesis. Yeah, and like I said before, it's a really thing to receive a high return on investment for your company and for yourself, to sharpen your profile, to put even a stronger emphasis on which focus you would like to go. And here now I would also like to welcome Mr. Omi Wakharkar, who was part at HECTOR School of the Intake in 2014. So welcome and thank you that you are with us here today. This is very special for all of us. And I would like to ask you just to explain some about your master thesis and why you choose this topic. And so our participants today gain an insight there.
Sure. Uh, First of all, thank you very much, Martina, for inviting me to introduce as alumni for HECTOR School. Um, my name is Omprakash Wakharkar. I come from India. I'm 32 years old. I was here in HECTOR School from 2014 till 2016. Um, one of the part to finish your master's is to accomplish your thesis, and I choose this thesis because it was regarding about the pharma fringe factors. Those are the factors used to describe the returns and risk for the stock market and different asset classes. So that's why I chose this master thesis. I mean, it is based on the pharma French work and pharma Macbeth. The usual target for this to estimate a risk premia in a regression setup. Regression actually tells you the how much factor each can explain by other factor, and how this method can actually be responsible for driving the returns, and need to understand how your investment are exposed to the other risk factors. And the time variation, there is also a key, because this was not a qualitative, but it was the more focused on the quantitative. And yeah, I just wanted to know how the other filtering technique like Skullman filter that is also used in a rocket science can be used into predicting the stock market, given the unobserved factors and estimation processes. So it was really nice to, when the results came out, it was really shocking. And how in which scenarios and which situations I can use these techniques to estimate the risk premiums. And it was eye-opening event for me.
Well, yeah, thank you very much, Om Prakash, and also Professor Ruckes. I would like to ask you to also give maybe some insights, some explanations regarding the master thesis.
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you. I can, for example, report a little bit about two master's theses that I'm currently supervising. One of them emphasizes also what Martina mentioned earlier, and that is that you can combine the master's thesis with your work. And that one is with a company that the student works at, and he came to me saying, "Well, we have a project in China. We're actually transferring products or offering products from Italy and from Germany that we'd like to offer in China as well, and also would like to produce the goods there, and would like to kind of make a transfer of a large project, invest many millions actually of euros into that business line." And so I was very happy to hear that, and we said, okay, let's do this together. And you're our appointed transfer manager for this project. So why don't we do this as a project together? And you'll actually work on your master's thesis at the same time. And then we're consulting currently. We're in the process of describing what would be a budget, in which scale should we actually start, how should we make kind of define milestones, how could that money that's needed be funded, what would be a return that the company would get, how can you convince management that certain steps need to be taken ahead of time, etc., etc. So there, essentially, the question is how valuable is a certain strategy in this product line, and it has been a very positive experience so far, and I think both I learned something, but also the student learns a lot from the supervision, the advice that I can give him during that time. A second project is one trying to figure out actually how much of a factor the new product or the new currency Libra is for Facebook. Facebook, maybe you have heard of that, has announced that it would like to introduce an own currency based on blockchain technology, a distributed ledger structure. And the question is now, how much will that change Facebook? How much value will it create, and in which form will it change the business model that Facebook currently runs? And in the end, also, how valuable is this, or will it actually not fly in the end? And so this has been a very exciting project that's still ongoing. It's about understanding, first the technology behind Libra, is also implementing then a strategy. What are the partners? Did they choose the right companies to go together in this project? And in the end, how much will this affect the value that Facebook has for an investor, for example? So this is just this is the current state of affairs in these theses, and both of them I think are on the one hand highly practical. They're very applied. They're all very forward oriented, and at the same time, I think they can further the careers of those who do it. It's good for the student. It's good for the company they work for. But it's also, I think, a good experience all around that really provides a capstone for the education at the FE program here at HECTOR School.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Professor Ruckes. This was a very interesting insight, and later on I have to follow up to see how this Libra currency is developing. So I'm quite curious about this now. We also had one question coming in, and this was regarding a PhD. Is it possible to do a PhD afterwards, after HECTOR School?
The HECTOR School Masters, definitely, it's an official Master of Science, no question. It's a highly qualified degree, and so in that sense, in principle, the person does qualify for a PhD. I would say you have to, see whether things fit with one of the institutes that teach, and I think there is plenty of opportunity in the end to choose from. So in principle, it's possible. Of course, there's some, you need to find the right topic. You need to find a way to, to make this work. Like with every kind of PhD project, it has to, it has to fit for both the institute and the interests that the student has. But in principle, that is definitely one possibility, that one route that one could go.
Yeah, and I would like also to add that we're about in every intake we have about 1 or 2 persons over all 6 master programs that moves on with a PhD, and so we had it at KIT. The PhDs have been done or are at other universities in Germany or also internationally. So therefore, as KIT is a well-known university internationally, so you are not just bound to Germany. It's also possible to move to other countries, or when your business brings you there, to see if it's possible to do move on with a PhD there as well. So now I would just give you some more details about the master programs at HECTOR School, and this is so the key facts. So it's a 4-semester course, but it's also possible that you only first participate in the engineering modules and then afterwards move on with the management modules, and then therefore the program duration would be 1 year longer. And and therefore 32 months. So it's always those 10 modules. Each of them has a duration of 2 weeks, 5 modules in the field of management and digitalization, and 5 engineering modules, plus the master thesis. The cost of the program are 7,500 each semester, and this amounts up to 30,000 euro. Even if you study longer than those 4 semesters, the amount stays the same. So this is fixed at the 30,000 euro tuition fee for the master program. Plus there is a KIT enrollment fee. You are a full-time KIT student, and this is per semester about 150 euros. You graduate with the Master of Science of 90 ECTS, and we start every year in October. This year this will be October 5th. And also there has been a question coming in if due to the pandemic crisis, will the master program starts as usual? And here I can say yes. So the last module here at HECTOR School has been taught online. So we also offer blended learning. Now the next module partially will be held in laboratories, and it will be online. But we hope for the regular presence, live studying, starting here now in October. But we are prepared for every situation, and so can guarantee you that in the regular time sequence, you can pursue your master's degree here at HECTOR School. So important is also we have a rolling application process. So when we receive your application, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks until you know if you will be accepted in this master program starting this fall here at HECTOR School. So I also advise to apply early, so you can also arrange your personal life, business life in aspect to the master program. So here is a time schedule that shows you when the modules will be held for this for the next intake here in October 2020. So we start out with a management module that is marked in blue on Monday the 5th of October. And this module lasts like all the others 2 weeks. And from Monday to Friday, you have class. And on Saturday, there is exam. The exams at HECTOR School, they can be written exams, oral exams, or case studies. So, and the second week will follow the same. And then you have about a 4-week break. And then the engineering module number 1 starts here in October. There on Friday and Saturday is a short course, a crash course in probability and statistics, which you take to freshen up the knowledge in those subjects. So then you have your next engineering module. Then the second one is in January. Then February, March is a module. And in this sequence, we move on to December. And so in the time frame of 15 months, you did your 10 modules at HECTOR School. So how does the typical week here look in the master program? We start early with the lectures at 8 o'clock, and after every 90 minutes, you have a 15-minute break, a lunch break of 1 hour, and we finish the day at 5:15. There will be some studying necessary in the evenings. So if you planning to do work for your company, you have to estimate that there is only about half an hour a day to check emails or something like this, as you will be quite involved in your master program in those 2 weeks. But before and after, you can fully concentrate on your job, and there is no homework or preparation time before the course. But while you are here, yes, this program will take up your time. So then I would also ask one question that came in now. and there is it, I have a bachelor in economics, can I apply? Yes, this fits perfectly for this master program. And if you also have 1 or 2 years of work experience, then yes, then this would make you suitable for this master program. But please also share your CV with me and your transcripts also if you wish before making the application, and so we can also have a consulting phone call before that. So, Professor Ruckes, now I would like to ask you to give some details about the financial engineering master regarding the content.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the engineering master, financial engineering master is really, I think, a great program. I'm very excited about, showing it to you. It really combines, on the one hand, the kind of state-of-the-art methods in finance and finance theory, or overall the economics of finance, I would call it possibly, with kind of the future of finance that is, to a certain extent, driven by information technology. I mean, there's always the statement by the chief economist of Google says, well, um, technology changes, economic laws don't. And so what we try to accomplish here, and I think we've succeeded in it, is that we combine, on the one hand, sound knowledge of financial theory, I would say the economics of financial markets, and then how to apply these state-of-the-art information technology-based instruments to, on the one hand, succeed on financial markets, or succeed in, for example, trying to identify new business models by, in a way, bringing people together. And that's actually a key thing that you try to accomplish in finance. And you'll see here in that in those individual topics that are currently much discussed in the financial field, that a lot has to do with, of course, an information systems revolution. You see here safety and security, but also the application of artificial intelligence like machine learning in the application of the typical issues that you deal with in finance. That means that you manage assets, you manage risks, you try to apply and use products that are around to your own benefit, and so we offer, I think, a large part of these things that are currently hotly debated and that really drive the disruptions in the financial field currently. But I'll talk about this in a minute. But we shouldn't forget that also with these very dynamic times, a lot of challenges are also at the management front. And we wouldn't like to forget this. And so part of this, and a significant part of this financial engineering program, is also to discuss management in times of dynamic development. Like, what does it mean to have a strategy, or to make a strategy for a company, when you have the feeling there's so many disruptive actions, there's almost more troubleshooting and reacting to developments than really creating a stable new direction for a company. But it's still possible, and you use modern concepts to incorporate these uncertainties, these possible responses that you need to incorporate in the management process as well. And there will also be a significant part on, say, intellectual property law, business law, so the legal side of things that are often relevant, very relevant with modern practical finance matters. So here's the module structure. And Martina mentioned it. It's a 10-module program, and 5 of them are the engineering modules, and 5 are so-called management modules. And the engineering modules are probably the most interesting to you. So there are, when you look at it, there are two core, I would say, finance modules. So this is EM2, Engineering Module 2 and Engineering Module 4. And there are three modules, I would call this kind of applications of these financial concepts also in the, in practice and with the state of the art and actually, I would say future oriented methods. So the first two modules here are, I would say, the foundations of the program, in that sense that it incorporates, on the one hand, digital platforms. Modern finance is really about bringing together people to a large extent. It's a question of, you have people say who want to make investments and others who can use that money that others are investing with financial gain, for example. And the key function of finance and of the financial system and financial services is to bring these together in a safe and intelligent way that minimizes actually the cost of transactions for those who are active in the markets. And this is really lays the foundation for that. The second, I would say, foundation module is global financial markets, which is really a kind of, describes the nature of modern financial markets and how, for example, certain security prices are formed. That was also partly Omi's master's thesis, how they will also be interrelated across different products and so on. So this is kind of a financial theory module. And here then we have the main applications of all of the things that you've gathered in engineering modules 1 and 2. This is, for example, about dealing with data, how you can extract a lot of information and how can you make this information fruitful for your own activity on financial markets, or whether you offer this type of information to customers, whether you want to found a company based on this knowledge. And this EM3 and is then even extended in the engineering module 5 when explicitly artificial intelligence tools are used overall. You'll learn also, the main programming language that is used in this context, and apply that. You see here Python. There will be also another financial module, or a finance theory module that deals with really state-of-the-art advanced financial economics methods, which I think is also an important context. You have to, in order to apply and to create, you need to understand why things work which way. And so that's, I think this is an overall very round program that really is directed towards the future, whether it is for working in the financial industry, like an insurance company, a bank, or a fintech, maybe a startup, but also it is useful in a more general field, like in consulting, for example. Our experience is actually finance, masters with finance emphasis are highly regarded, for example, by consulting agencies, because a finance master always gives you a very broad knowledge about how things interact, how they are combined, how they are tied together, and that helps you also in other applications. I don't want to forget, though, and that's important here, the management modules. So these engineering modules that I've described before are complemented by management modules that are, hopefully giving you really a long-term education of how to manage your ideas that that you have and how to implement them from an organizational perspective. And there is a connection, of course, to the engineering in itself. For example, a focus of the management modules will be, among others, innovation and project. So something that is really relevant for successful activities in the financial environment, or decisions and risks. So how to make optimal decisions in an uncertain environment. So these are issues that do focus also specifically on how do you use the knowledge that you've gained in the engineering modules optimally in a managerial sense. But there are also other I would say, more general management components like human resources and strategy and marketing, for example. All right, so
Yeah, well,
I turn back to you, Martina.
yeah, thank you very much, Professor Ruckes. And now I also would like to give the word to our alumni, to Omi Wakharkar. Yeah, as we said before, you have been enrolled in this master program from 2014 till 2016. And Omi, I have just some questions to you. But let us start. Please just let us know something, about yourself. You gave already some information, but like about your current position. So how did your professional life develop?
Yeah, sure. Um, yes, I mean, after finishing my master's, I mean, before starting my master's, I was actually looking for to understand the financial crisis, because back then in India in 2008 to 2014, I was working and I really wanted to learn the finance and how the finance market operates. And that's why I registered for a program called Chartered Financial Analyst. And that's how I got introduced to the finance. And as a part of this curriculum, there is another topic called quantitative finance, and that's how I found this discipline, and that's how I found the HECTOR School, and I decided to come here. Yeah. Yeah, and it was really nice. It was a really good experience. I lived at international department. There are so many people, so many other students. They are coming from other disciplines and other companies. So we had so many social events. We had so many gatherings, and it's always good to know. I mean, there were so many good discussion in a group or in a class, and people coming from different region, different countries. So for example, we have to discuss say communication technologies, and guys in Africa says, okay, we have not so much infrastructure. The guys in India said we have a cheap infrastructure. The guys in Europe said it's totally different. So it's so much of information coming from different point of view, and you have to gather it up. And I really value that international exposure at HECTOR School to be. It's really good to know a lot of perspectives from different sources. Yeah. After finishing my master's, I got an opportunity to work at consulting company. Then I switched back to business intelligence. So business intelligence is also data related. So my job is to extract the data from the different resources, qualify them, modify them into different forms, and throughout this data process, in the end you get a data cube or data slice, through which that we represent this management or board of management, what the information need to have. So for example, now my client is a insurance company, and they have so many branches. So Zurich insurance company has a partnership with Deutsche Bank, and when you go to the Deutsche Bank branch in Germany, they will offer you insurance products from Zurich. And how this information, how this partnership works together, I have a close eye on it. And so, for example, my Forstan or my board of management asked me, okay, which are the branches that did not pass the statistical test for producing or selling the products. Then I come up with those statistics and I give it to him, and then he goes for a two weeks tour for whole over the Germany and try to get a report from it. So I really find it important. I really find it nice to give this information to management, and based on this information, they are making day-to-day decisions. And I feel that it's a really important work, and um, my master's actually really connected here, because in my master's thesis I went through all of data process and how actually to deal with the data, how it can be fit into the model, how to look out for the errors or the noise in the data, how to characterize that things into distribution tables, and so on. So all of these are completely applicable in my current job, and I found that really pleasing.
Yeah, I really have to say this sounds really interesting. What you are doing in your job, and how everything evolved. And so one question is, last question I have for you is, what would you see as most beneficial for you of what you have learned at HECTOR School?
Okay. The first was the German education system, how it is focused on research, and I was a part of. So I did my bachelor's in India, so of course I had this comparison when I going through my master's, and I found it that really different and to the point. I mean during my master thesis I had to go through so many research papers. So that is one of the important thing, how to see these research papers, how to read these research papers, how to know the scientific knowledge or the scientific notations, and how to extract the information from these papers that is really connected to your thesis, and how to come up with the idea that no had previously implemented. So that was really eye-opening. So my professor was Professor Maxim Ulrich, and I had a pleasant working for the thesis, and it was really nice. Apart from, so not only engineering module but also management module, so I have to present my results to my bosses, and I have to tell them in a very plain language, because they don't understand databases or complicated data structures. They understand Excel things, and I have to finally convert this data into the Excel so they can
Mhm.
read it easily, understand it easily. And so this is also a part of how you represent, you know? So even if you have the complex processes behind you, how you can explain it to the to a people who has no idea about it, and convincing them to how to um, 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 detect the statistical significance and how to take decisions. So it's a really good relationships, and that's what I also learned from management modules. Most of the times in the management modules we had so many presentation on a different topics, and it was really competitive, and it was really a nice experience. It was a great journey. I mean, that's why I decided to stay in Germany and continue to work in this field. Yeah, but the base was which was developed, it was in Karlsruhe, in my master's program.
Okay, yeah, well, thank you very much for to share those insights with you. We have only about 8 minutes left. So if somebody would like to type in questions, I encourage them. So far we have answered the questions on the fly, on the run, and we have one more questions regarding scholarships. And there are no scholarships at HECTOR School, so it's an executive master, so it's addressing people also working next to their studies, and also as it's a part-time study, it's not financed by the state or government. So HECTOR School is financing themselves, but we belong to the International Department, which is a non-profit organization. So we have no profit aim, but the fee we are charging is covering our costs. And no scholarships. So I would use the next 2 minutes just to give some more insights about HECTOR School. Like Omprakash mentioned here, social events. Yes, for sure, you're not just studying here. We also make sure that there is enough time to exchange with the people all over the 6 programs, and therefore we have many events, sportive or cultural excursions and social gatherings. And also we have a very active alumni network with alumni meetings. Living here in Karlsruhe is we have our own dormitory. We are here located in this building. Here is the campus of the KIT, the castle, and here is about the main shopping street of Karlsruhe. So we are really right in the middle of town where everything is happening. So this is our building from inside with a beautiful courtyard for barbecues. Our rooms. This is about a 2-star hotel standard with shared kitchens, and you have your own bathroom and your own bedroom. And so it's about 5-6 people sharing a kitchen. Yeah. So here regarding our alumni network, there we are offering meetings and we're offering Stammtische. The meetings are every other year and these are on a larger extent. So where you can get together with the participants, with the alumni or of the other intakes, and there we usually take a Friday and a Saturday. Like last year, we have been to Switzerland. We have visited the CERN on Friday, and we have went to the Geneva Auto Salon on a Saturday. So, and alumni Stammtische, there we are hosting about 3 to 4 in Germany. So this can be on the Christmas market or easy in a restaurant. They are in different cities in Germany. So we are planning right now something for this fall in Munich. And this is also an opportunity to exchange and to get together with each other. Yeah, let me conclude what are really the reasons for HECTOR School. What we are offering is this technology transfer and innovation. We will prepare you for your future jobs, for your future career, and give you an update on management and technology and digitalization. You will really benefit from the power of networks. You will learn from your peers, and you also there will be there in future as your business network if there are questions or issues coming up. Yeah, the program is part-time, so it can be scheduled and therefore fit into your life. So now I have one important question that came in. Which programming languages are used? Professor Ruckes, yeah, please.
Yeah, maybe I should answer that. Yeah, so predominantly, actually, we're using Python. Maybe you've seen that on the slides, which is, I think, the dominant language now for many applications on data management in finance. There are others which can, depending on the task, will also be applied. One of them is R, for example, that is sometimes quite useful for example, derivatives analysis and other applications of maybe portfolio choice sometimes. And then depending on this, on the exact question, it might be also one or the other language. But Python, for example, I'm just mentioning Stata here as one of the languages that is used, for example, for statistical analysis of income statements and balance sheets of companies. But the predominant language in the program will be Python.
Thank you very much, Professor Ruckes. So, and I also would like to thank you, Omprakash, for being here with us today. And Professor Ruckes, again, thank you very much. And all the participants, thank you for your interest in HECTOR School. And please get in touch with me if you have any questions. I'm happy to hear from you. So, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Pleasure to
Bye. Yeah.
see you. Ta-ta.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.